guys going to happy hour?
From the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, I'll maybe come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I want to know what it's like to commit a crime without having to spend time in jail.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
Brought to you by Empire Fence and Netting. On 93 and the TFM.com.
Hey, everybody. Congratulations. You made it through the week. Welcome into the happy hour here on 93.7 The Ticket. I am Rico, joined by Austin because Nick is on his way to Kansas City for a bachelor party with one of his friends. Well, a lot of his friends. So we bid him adieu. We welcome in Austin. Austin, how are you?
I'm great, Rico.
You have yourself a good week?
So far, so good.
Nice first full week on the board, running the shows.
Making it through. Yes. Learning still, obviously. But yeah, it's been great.
Everybody,
love it.
Strict DPJ treating you well?
Very well.
They giving you crap yet?
Some here or there.
Okay.
Mostly they can't get over the fact that I was born in 1998. That's
You're
been
young.
the topic of the week.
You're young. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. That's how they show their affection.
I
is with
guess.
jokes. Especially Jay.
Right.
He's just
I'm learning that.
Jay Foreman's just a big teddy bear. Although he probably wouldn't like me saying that on the air. It's true. It's true. But again, welcome into the happy hour, sponsored by Empire Fence and Netting. You guys can join us on the Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. And if you have any thoughts, comments, concerns about what we are talking about, send them in. Honda of Lincoln Hotline. You can give us a call. Starter Heyman text line. Shoot us a text 402-464-5685. And you can be a part of the show. We would love for you to be a part of the show. But so we're going to start off with Nick Kelly on Facebook, watching from St. Louis. Big fan. Hey, Nick Kelly. Big fan of you. Big fan of you, Nick.
Bigger fan of Kansas City than St. Louis, but big fan of Nick watching in St. Louis.
I have driven through St. Louis. I have never stopped in St. Louis. But we are starting with the supposed, I'm going to go with that, it's real, new Blackshirts logo for Nebraska football. If anybody hasn't seen it, you can head to my Twitter at Radio Rico AC. I quote tweeted it. It's right up there. It's from like college sports logos. And people have thoughts. It's an updated version of the Blackshirts logo. The skull with the helmet on is facing forward. The bones are more defined. Everything's a little bit more defined and sharper. Austin, you were looking at it for the first time right before we got on the air. What are your initial thoughts of the new Blackshirts logo?
It's a little disturbing having it look straight at you. You're used to the looking off in the distance, kind of down to your left as you look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Logo. That's the classic, the traditional, the original. I think I like the new one better.
Ooh.
I think I do.
Hot take.
The helmet is definitely more modern, which, whatever helmet you're going to use doesn't really matter.
Doesn't
but
matter.
It looks sleeker. It looks faster, I would say.
It looks more menacing.
It does, especially with it's staring you straight into your soul sort of thing. Like, you can't look anywhere except into the void of where the eye sockets are. It's scarier. Plain and simple it is. It's not, the old Jolly Roger flag or anything like that. But I do like the more definition with the bones. I think that's a nice touch. I do think the red features a little more prominently, even though it's straight on. You can actually read Huskers, kind of on the
I didn't realize
crown plate.
I didn't realize that it said Huskers on the old one. I had to zoom in.
I didn't either.
But it says Huskers on the old logo, and especially on the new one, you can see it more pronounced. I don't think that should have been like. I don't think that's important. The Huskers on that little front plate thing. Honestly, if you would have left that off there, I think everybody knows what it is regardless.
Right. My overall take is that it's not different enough to cause too much of a stir. Yes, it's different. Yes, it's a change, but it's an updated version. That's all it is. It's an update, and it looks good.
Are so wrong, because you know exactly how the fans of this wonderful, wonderful fan base reacts to any type of change.
Poorly.
And the Twitterverse is going on with this, and some people like it, some people don't. There's a lot of people who just say the fact that the old one just this is me, giving, putting words in their mouths, but at the same time just taking what they're saying, and this is how I'm interpreting it. People are saying the fact that the old one looks bad makes it better.
I'm not surprised that's a take. I'm not surprised.
The crudeness of the old logo makes it better. And I'm like, sirs and madams, it looks, and me and Mark talked about this, although I don't want to throw Mark in this, so I'll just say me. It looks like somebody went on like Microsoft Paint back when the logo was created. The previous logo was made about in
64 or 92.
The original defensive unit came in 64. The previous logo in about 92. It looks like someone went on Microsoft Paint back in 1992, took about 25 minutes, and made this logo. There's outlines. There's an outline around some of the helmet, not all of it, not around the skull. There's a random white spot in one of the eyes. And Bach was trying to tell me, it's the back of the skull. I'm like, well, you can't see it in the other one. That's not the back of the skull. It's a random white spot. They didn't do anything with it. The face mask outside of the front part doesn't even look like it's connected to the helmet.
No, it doesn't. Thank you.
The bones, they're bones. They look bad. They don't look great. But I like the old logo. Don't get me wrong. I really like the old logo. I think the new one is better. And honestly, if you would have just taken the bones from the new logo, put them behind the old logo, it would have been fine.
Would have been perfectly fine.
It would have been fine. Just added like an outline to the rest of the old
face
logo.
mask, especially.
That might have just fixed it. If you just fixed the outline, that might have been fine.
I'm a little disturbed by all the teeth in the new one, though. I'm not going to lie.
It is a little concerning.
I mean, I'm sure it's more anatomically correct, but that's a lot of teeth. Not that it has to be empty mouth, but
no, I think
that's too many teeth.
It's
Did a dentist design this? An orthodontist design this? Did they sponsor the change?
Terrell was talking about it. He said something about like he puts his mouth guard in or something. They talk about mouth guards all the time. I mean, if you wanted to just get crazy with it, you could say it's a black shirt. It's a defensive player. Take some teeth out.
Right.
Why not?
Right.
Take some teeth out.
Here's my other take. I like the updated black shirt logo better than just the skinny N. Without the little outline around the block N. From I think it was the alternate uniforms Nebraska wore against Wisconsin. The really skinny, just straight red N.
Oh, okay.
That was dumb.
Yeah, not great.
That was dumb. Keep the block N. As long as you don't mess with that. Maybe bevel it a little bit here and there, but other than that.
And one of my takes, and I could be completely wrong about this, but I just feel like they don't use the black shirt logo enough or really anywhere outside of the alternate jerseys that they refuse to wear because they lost in them one time. So I guess, them changing the logo doesn't really do anything because they're not going to use it anywhere. Unless they're going to use it more now, I feel like this doesn't really do anything because you'll still have all of your gear that you have currently with the old black shirt logo. If you don't want the new black shirt logo, just don't get it. But at the same time, there have been multiple times that they've changed. Well, not multiple times. There have been times where they've changed the logo, and Bach was telling me about when they had the block N with Huskers in front of it, but not the script Huskers, just like the block Huskers in front of it. Nobody liked it, and they ended up going away from it. So if enough people complain about the new black shirt logo, maybe they'll just step away from it again.
To me, the black shirt logo is less a Nebraska logo and less for fans than it is for the actual, black shirts themselves or the promotions team. Whenever do you see that black shirt logo used on like actual game day outside of the one alternate? You really don't. So for me, throw that black shirt logo on the actual black shirts. Make those guys be the ones that get to wear that every day. And if you want to make a defensive hype video or, throw it in for a regular hype video, sure, do that. Throw it in there. But there's so few instances that I can recall of just seeing a black shirts logo out and about.
Yes. That wasn't from like the university using it. Like fans use it all the time.
Right. They try to. But the university doesn't. So if the university is not going to own it, either fully give it to the fans or make it just primarily for the players.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm okay with it. I like the new one. I'm sticking with that. That's my take, and I'm sticking to it. The new logo looks nice. I like the updated version of it. It's kind of like, although this one I did not like, when they updated Herbie, they just made it slick and more modern,
less blonde.
Yeah, well, not even like less blonde. When they like shrunk his head down and made him like
that was necessary.
Streamlined, like they streamlined the logo. I don't know. It was kind of weird.
It was necessary, though. Dude had a melon on him.
He does, but that's the fun part. Mascots are supposed to be fun, unless you're going to make them super muscular and scary.
Or Gritty.
I love Gritty.
He's scary, though.
He's not scary at all. But so that's our first segment. We just went on about black shirts. Up next, we can do a tip jar. We can talk NFL playoffs. It's up to you guys. If you guys text in a whole bunch of questions, 402-464-5685, they can be about whatever. You can ask Austin, this could be a get to know Austin segment on the tip jar. Doesn't matter. Ask a question, make a statement. We will, rebut that statement, whatever you have.
We will argue. That's all we will do.
Oh, yeah, we're really good at that. The Sartor Heyman Jewelers text line, 402-464-5685. We'll be right back on the happy hour.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Sainert and at RenricoAC. Happy hour is next on 93.7
Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. Right now, the wage hour within 3 years. Now start at $32.76 per hour with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, spirits, bars at 57th Street. From Tucker crowd favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
Problem gambling can destroy an individual's finances, relationships, physical, and mental health. If you or a loved one are struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-473-00. That's 402-476-2300.
Hey guys, Nick Sainert here, and I want to tell you about my friends at Spine and Sports Chiropractic. I experienced a herniated disc in my lower back a few years ago, and thanks to the folks at Spine and Sports, I got back to feeling 100%. At Spine and Sports, they use the active release technique, which involves the soft tissue and can alleviate headaches, shoulder pain, plantar fasciitis, and more. What I like most about the ART method is that your doctor will construct a plan fits your needs because the technique is not a cookie cutter approach. Allow Spine and Sports Chiropractic to help you feel better. Set up your appointment today by giving them a call at 402-261-6841.
Water heater gone? Call Bryant. The price you're quoted is the price you'll pay, and in most cases, same-day replacement. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111.
Continuing education mean to you? At Southeast Community College, it means helping you advance. Whether that's a certification to help your current career or learning an entirely new career in healthcare, trades and industry, or computers and technology, SCC can help you take the next step. Financial assistance is available too. Learn more about our continuing ed classes at southeast.edu/continuing education. SCC, your path to personal and professional development.
A new year means new goals and upgrading, but that doesn't only apply to health and fitness. Mullen Motors can get you into a new vehicle right now and get your 2023 started off the right way. They cleared off their 2022 inventory and have tons of new vehicles. Sure, you get to where you need to be this year. Out with the old and in with the new. Stop by Mullen Motors today, just north of 48th and Lake.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Now back to the happy hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary on 97 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to the Happy Hour 93.7 The Ticket. I am Rico, joined by Austin. Happy Hour sponsored by Empire Fence and Netting. And Austin informs me that we have a rule tweet.
Rule emojis.
And we're going to break it down. Although Austin says he already figured it out.
Once I read it to you, you will understand it. Don't look at it.
Don't look at it? Okay,
don't look at it.
Okay,
I'll talk you through it. Okay. Big jet, mountain.
Okay, flying to Colorado. Or somewhere with mountains.
Smaller plane. Looks like a desert and a cactus.
That would be Arizona.
Eyes emoji.
Okay.
Star. Bigger, better, cooler looking star. Okay. Star. Football.
He's flying to Arizona or somebody. Hold on. No, he's flying to Arizona to meet with Dylan Raiola.
Boom.
Thought process.
Posted at 12:33 p.m.
Do you have to fly? You can fly straight to Arizona. Or do you have to fly to Colorado and then fly? Or somewhere with mountains?
I am not sure. I have family in Arizona that have been back a couple times, but I never actually asked them where they flew.
Also, he has a private. He has the university jet. He could fly to Arizona.
You would think.
They don't need to stop it.
Given the number of Husker fans in Arizona.
Yeah, why is it a smaller plane?
A regional jet,
Hold
maybe?
on. This is wrong. There's something else to it. Big jet, mountains, smaller plane, cactus, 5 stars, football.
Eyes emoji, 5 stars.
Eyes emoji, 5 stars, football.
He's spying on Dylan Raiola from a small private jet.
From a small plane. He's watching practices from a small plane. Perfect.
Lincoln Riley is pissed. How dare you watch practice?
There we go. He couldn't get there to watch practice because of, I don't know if it's an NCAA dead period or anything. So he's just flying around watching practice.
Shouts OGCJ says you can fly direct from Omaha.
Oh, see? He's not driving to Omaha, though.
But you can go Lincoln to Denver. So my guess is he didn't waste the hour to drive.
The university plane is not in Omaha.
All
right?
True.
The university jet is in Lincoln. Don't do that.
Yeah, no.
Whatever. The planes.
Flight tracker.
Oh, yeah, that's a thing. Maybe people can do that. Anybody have flight tracker?
Get on it, people.
Mark Gronweiler says he's a man of the people. He's flying Allegiant. I don't believe you. I don't know. It could be. Okay, so we had a couple of texts for our little tip jar segment. So I'm going to try and get to these so that I can read them. So first one from Breezy. Austin, how good of a golfer are you? I'm guessing you're better than Jake Sorensen.
Having never seen Jake golf, let me tell you, I am worse. I am so bad. The extent of my golfing experience is 2 things. The occasional putt-putt and 3 trips to Topgolf, I want to say. Okay. I can't do it. I cannot do it. I still have too much baseball in my swing. I want to step with my front foot. Elbow is definitely, or the front is definitely not, tucked in with the little towel trick. That doesn't do it. The whole keep your arms straight, your whole swing thing, do not understand. You bend and then you extend through contact. That's still in my head. So no, I have never gone actual golfing, but that's because I don't want to embarrass myself. I've chosen not to, and I like golf.
Well, Jake is probably, I say probably because Jay Foreman is here. Not here right now, but at the station. Jake is probably the best golfer at the station. It's between him and Jay as the best golfers at the station. And then I don't think DP golfs, so I'm going to say the other baseball guy that golfs is Nick. And he kind of said the same thing about the whole baseball, but he's a pretty good golfer, at least he says he is. So I am not. I used to golf when I was like I don't know, 10 to 12, like with
Mhm.
the Boys and Girls Club, they would take us out and we
Oh,
would
nice.
golf. And I thought I was pretty good. I don't know if I actually was, but then I didn't golf since then. And we went to Double Eagle this last weekend,
Mhm.
and it was bad.
I walked into Topgolf thinking I was just going to hit tanks. Like, oh, I got this. When I hit a baseball, golf balls fly farther than baseballs do.
I got this.
Barely
Did-
made contact. Topped it every time.
Did not got this.
Couldn't lift it.
I can't hit
Bad.
off a tee. I don't know why. I can chip. I can chip pretty good. Can't hit off a tee. Don't know why. It's very strange. Don, and again, this is a tip jar. You guys, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, whatever, send them in 402-464-5685, and we will answer them. If we don't get a lot of them, we'll start talking NFL because the playoffs start, and we'll probably do that in the next segment anyways, but we'll get to the NFL questions and comments here shortly. Don, tip jar questions. He has a couple of them. He asked me my next best video game to be made into a TV series because as of right now, I am excited for this weekend as The Last of Us finally starts, and I cannot hold back my excitement. Also, shout out to Don. You know what you did. The next best video game to be made into a TV series. Oh, I can't even think of any right now. Well, they're talking about making a God of War TV series, and if they do, and they don't cast Christopher Judge as Kratos, I will not watch it because he's a voice actor for him, and I think it'd just be perfect for him. So,
I can see that dude
playing
him.
Yeah, I can't even think of it right now, but I'll get back to you on that. Austin, they're asking your favorite candy and drink.
Oof. Well, the OG for me is Diet Mountain Dew. Big Diet Mountain Dew guy.
Why is it really like Diet?
Okay, so I grew up with Diet Mountain Dew. My dad's
Okay.
diabetic, is what we had in the house.
Okay.
So that's what I was raised on. That was the pregame superstition.
Your juice.
After BP, Diet Mountain Dew is the way to go. Probably will always be my favorite drink. Favorite candy, though, I could go a lot of different ways. Probably my favorite chocolate-based candy would be Snickers. Big Snickers guy.
Okay.
I also do love me some good gummy bears.
Gummy bears are solid. I would never say they're my favorite, but I will never turn down gummy bears.
I'm not too picky. I will eat most sugary confections.
Same. I do love sugar.
So.
That's just a thing. And then a tip from Don: make someone's day. You'll feel better at the same time they do. Thanks, Don. That's a great tip.
Amen.
H for H is breaking it down and also says Riola with the emojis. You said OG said direct from Omaha. Flying over mountains, says Willie. Let's go through here. Let's find some of this. Transitioning a baseball swing into a golf swing is so easy, says unnamed texter.
Well, thank you, unnamed texter. I already felt bad enough about myself. Thanks. You're just better than me. Hope you feel good about it.
Scott says, how was Double Eagle? And I don't know the prices because we went as a company. So
Company
I
outing.
didn't pay. Double Eagle was fantastic. Again, they have the 5 bays, the simulator bays. And we were on 3 of them. 4 of them. I'm going to go with 3. We were on 3 of them. And, you had the experienced golfers in Raph, Nick, AD, and Terrell went over there because he's a freak athlete. And he, somehow had a good golf swing. They were over there playing a couple courses. In the middle was just people working on their swings. So me, Mark, Bach, just working on our swings. I think David hopped on there for a little bit. And then there was mini games that they had on the computer. So you could do skee ball with the clubs and the golf balls. You could bowl.
Ooh.
There was a little thing with the little balloon pop from the carnival games where you throw a dart, except obviously it was with the golf ball, so you swing and you try to hit the balloons. It's really fun. It was a fantastic outing. They had a bar there, so we got some drinks and it was amazing. Yeah, if you ever have a chance, head out to Double Eagle and have yourself a grand old time. You reserve a bay, you and some friends, a little birthday out, whatever you want to do. They were also playing the football game on one of the other bays, so we're watching the Jags take on the Titans on the other bay. It was great. It was such a fun time. Unnamed texter says, who will win offensive and defensive rookie of the year in the NFL?
Defensive one's easy.
Sauce Gardner. Offensive, I can't even think of any offensive rookies outside of Bryce. Bryce, what's his last name? Running back.
Breece Hall,
not Bryce. Breece
he
Hall
got hurt.
I know he was having a good season, then he got hurt.
My gut tells me Kenneth Walker rushed for over 1,000 yards as a rookie.
Mm.
4.5 yards a carry, 9 touchdowns. He's up there. Garrett Wilson from the Jets might be in that conversation. I don't think it's George Pickens.
It's not George Pickens.
I've seen Walker and Pickens in the league.
I've seen a lot of Brock Purdy's, and he has not played enough to win Offensive Rookie of the Year.
If it was Offensive Rookie of the Month, absolutely throw Brock Purdy in that
Brock Purdy
conversation.
gets that. He's not getting Rookie of the Year. He's
No.
played a month.
No.
Even. He played 4 games.
Kenny Pickett's odds have improved, but again, it's got to be a full body of work, full season.
If they would have made the playoffs, I think that gives
Pickett
him
could have.
I think that gives him a better chance of winning it. I like Kenneth Walker. I think that's a good pick. So Kenneth Walker and Sauce Gardner, opposite sides of the map, New York and Seattle. I did not know. I didn't think. I'm going to be honest. Didn't think Kenneth Walker was going to be that in the NFL.
good, especially going to the Seahawks.
Didn't think it was going to work. Didn't think it was going to work at all. But hey, look at him. Look at them. Jeremy, the Grill Master. Rico, how's the meat smoking going? What are you the most proud of to date? I have not smoked any meat in quite some time. I made some steaks the other day. Didn't smoke them, just grilled them on the smoker. Most proud of to date, I made some mean ribs, but the one that was like the most difficult and that actually turned out really well, according to my father-in-law, which that's like the greatest compliment. Like he was just like, it was really good. I made some pork loin, smoked some pork loin, put some syrup, put a bunch of different seasonings on it, and it was delicious, let me tell you. And like I said, my father-in-law liked it, which that's, again, the greatest compliment when your father-in-law is just like, and he's real good at grilling, and he was just like, hey, this is really good. And I was like, yes, finally.
Did it. Way to go.
I impressed him.
You climbed that mountain.
It's fine. It was great. Thank you, Jeremy the Grill Master. Unnamed texter, I coach 4th grade YMCA rec b-ball. Tips for coaching this age group. I have none because I don't do that. But Austin.
Yeah, so I've never coached down that low. I started with C team and I've done B team the last couple of years for middle school. So a couple years older, but what I've learned is everyone starts somewhere. Some of these kids, especially in 4th grade, might be playing basketball for the first time. It's difficult to, work in that balance between how do I help the kids that are more serious about it, that have played for a couple of years already, versus how do we, introduce these kids to basketball. The best thing I can say is fundamentals every day. There are so many things, even like right now with my 8th graders, that I would have thought they would know how to do. They would have down, but you can never, get enough ball handling drills in. You can never pass enough. You can never do enough form shooting. So start with that stuff. If you build those habits early on, those kids will be set up for so much more success when they get to middle school, when they get to high school, and maybe even beyond if you start them with the fundamentals early. So I'd say that, and to remember their kids, plain and simple, remember their kids. There is a balance there between, coaching to win and coaching them just to have fun, because I do think part of why you play the game is to win. Herm Edwards, you play to win the game. You do. And so you do have to teach the kids how to go about, learning how to win, do what you can to put them in positions to succeed. But if it doesn't work out, hey, go get them next week, Slugger. World won't end. Promise.
Look at you. Look at you. I got nothing for you. I didn't coach anybody that young. I coached summer track once, but
you're parenting. That's probably even
they were not
different level than coaching.
I'd rather be coaching 4th graders. Some days, other days they're fine. No, they're fine all the time. I love my kids; they're amazing. OG Les Lancaster, would Purdy making a real run and maybe even winning a Super Bowl? Don't do that. Change the way people draft QBs going forward?
No,
I don't think so.
No,
like Brock Purdy was good for 2.5 years in college, 3.5 years. He was there for 4 years, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he was good for like 3.5 years at Iowa State. So people kind of knew who he was, but it was one of those like, is he really going to transition to the NFL that well? His last year wasn't that great. Does he need, this amazing running back in Breece Hall to be, what he is? And they weren't really sure. I mean, he was drafted final pick in the NFL draft, and there were 2 quarterbacks ahead of him. One of them was a first-round pick. Well, one of them was a first-round pick. I don't think Jimmy was. That they had taken 2 years previous, who was supposed to be the future of the franchise. He got hurt and was out for the rest of the year. And then Jimmy came in, actually doing really well. And then he ends up getting hurt. And Brock Purdy, if you look at it, although what he's doing is impressive, he is also surrounded by a very talented team.
Incredibly talented, good head coach. Here's the other thing.
They just put him in a position to succeed. And I think that's really all it comes down to, regardless of when you take a quarterback or who you take. If they fit your system and you put them in a position to succeed and not fail, then you will have success.
The better example than Brock Purdy for would it change the way we're drafting quarterbacks is Tom Brady. I mean, we have to go there. 6th round pick, Tom Brady. How many NFL records does he hold? You know, how many playoff victories does he have? Don't answer that. It's coming up on the block. We're asking Strick about it.
Okay.
But if Tom Brady's success didn't make us reevaluate, and I say us, you know, NFL evaluators, everyone think differently about the quarterback position, Brock Purdy's not going to.
No, unless Brock Purdy goes on some wonderful career and has, you know, multiple Super Bowls. But
even if he does, it's the exact same concept of Tom Brady, but Tom Brady's
around
going to be that much further.
It's just one round early. Yeah. I don't know. It's not going to change anybody's mind about drafting quarterbacks. It's just going to be another really cool story. And wow, look at all these quarterbacks. It's going to be look at all these quarterbacks taken before him if they don't have success. And it's like, oh, okay, maybe they should have thought about taking Brock Purdy earlier, but that wasn't going to happen.
2 7th-round picks in the playoffs this weekend. Brock Purdy and Skylar Thompson.
So fun. So fun. Things you love to see, didn't think you would see. But that's going to do it for the tip jar. Up next, hey, why not talk about a little bit of the NFL playoffs up next on the Happy Hour?
Load our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all along wherever you are. More of the Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and the TicketFM.com.
89 back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings. With ESC Fabrication and Sandblasting. ESC is your place for custom handrails, industrial and commercial painting, and more. ESC provides custom welding for aluminum and stainless steel and media blasting of all. ESC has great attention to detail. They stick to deadline for budget. If you can dream it, they can make a ESC at 3107-9329.
Problem gambling is not just a financial issue. It's an emotional problem with financial consequences. If your loved one is struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 402-476-2300.
This is Megan Whitaker from the Nebraska golf team. If you've put your club in the winter, time to get them back out. There's no need to stop thanks to Double Eagle Golf. Double Eagle is home to Lincoln's best indoor golf simulators. It's perfect for every level of golfer, with everything from casual games for the kids to hyper-realistic simulations of some of the best courses in the world. And the best part, no matter what the weather's doing outside, it's always golf weather inside. See for yourself. Double Eagle Golf, just 5 minutes from downtown at the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street.
Nutrition Authority invites you to try Anarchy, which is an exciting new pre-workout for athletes and gym enthusiasts of their workouts. Anarchy can only be found in Nutrition Authority. Remember, when you want results, the solution is simple. Nutrition Authority. Stop in, call, or check us out at mynutritionauthority.com.
What are you doing, Sip? I thought the chickens could use some more light in their lives. So you're building what exactly? It's a motion sensor switchboard. Are you sure you know what you're doing? Of course. Oh, God. Ow. Seems like a job for a professional. Just one more wire. Yep, there you go, right there. Don't be like Sip. Call Joe at Ambition Electric for any of your electric needs at 402-217-3415.
Or FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary. Sponsored by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to the happy hour here on 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. I am Rico, joined by Austin, joined by our good friend on the stream, Eric Strickland, who's getting it. Look at him just having the time of his life. We're going to talk a little NFL, but before we get into the NFL and the playoffs and Brock Purdy's legacy, apparently, I think we should just celebrate the fact that everybody made it through another week. We're at Friday, and you get a nice weekend. So here you go, everybody. A little bit of Narcos. It's always fun. Austin's not dancing as much as I think he should.
But your boy Nate does not like Narco anymore.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't like it. He's not my boy. He's not our boy anymore. He left us. Remember?
He left us.
He's dead to us. He's gone.
Is Nick off of it too?
Nick is. You want to know where Nick is? Nick is on his way to Kansas City for a bachelor party.
Oh wow, interesting.
Yeah. His friend's having a bachelor party, so he's on his way down there. And I was like, sir, how dare you? How dare you? But it's okay.
What is the weather like right now so that I know upon my return?
30 and dreary.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not bad. It's not great. There were some little snow pellets falling this morning. Like, Dippin' Dots?
Yeah.
It was like
I'm very familiar
that.
with Dippin' Dots.
But it was just snow.
Okay, all right. Well,
that size snow.
I'm definitely gonna have to go sit on the patio today and have me a good stiff stogie before I get home because that's about to be over with as soon as that's
You're
over.
gonna have no patio stogies when you get back.
Cold stogies, they're gonna be frozen tipped.
Yes. So, sir, we were this final segment do a little crossover action. We wanted to get into a little bit of NFL, and I don't want to get too deep because I'm sure you guys might be talking about it on the block. So just a quick little NFL glance at what is to come this weekend with the playoffs starting, wild card weekend. I know that we are getting a little bit of San Francisco and some Seattle action going on. Let me see if I can find this because I don't remember all of the.
Well, while you're looking, I'm really hoping that Cade continues just emerging. I mean, he's got on late. There's a lot of talk. There's a lot of with him. I'm a big fan because he's like a nephew to me. So I'm going to be watching intently because one, the stories are awesome, Rico. When you're talking about Brock, Purdy, and you're talking about Geno, who is a recovery, like he's like a recovery addict that came out and become like the CEO of a company, all of a sudden, right? He was what I can't even pick a good movie right now, but he was a bum. He was on not Death Row. See, I almost said Death Row, but whatever they call that, Skid Row, and he was just all the way lost out there, and then all of a sudden he finds Trading Places. There it is. He was like Trading Places. He was like Eddie Murphy on Trading Places, where he was freaking rolling around on his knees. And he didn't know what was going on of his career. And the next thing you know, he is the man in corporate America. And that's what it's like. That's a great story. And then you look at Brock Purdy. Everybody looked over you. Everybody passed over you. Similar to his story could be even better than Tom Brady's, even though Tom Brady is one of the greatest quarterbacks right now. His story can even be better. So that's what I love about it.
That's if he has success.
Strick, I can't go that far. There's a texter that asked, if Brock Purdy wins a Super Bowl or making a real run, would it change the way people draft quarterbacks going forward? My argument is if Tom Brady didn't change how people look at quarterbacks, Brock Purdy's not going to. Maybe it's a better story because he was selected later, but to me, you already have that example in Tom Brady of, that's the template for Brock Purdy, is it not?
Well, the fact that he'll have the Mr. Irrelevant jersey and he was the last pick in the draft. Like he was one pick from having to sign as an undrafted free agent, which that would have been a great story as well. But being the last pick in the draft, if he wins a Super Bowl, you'll have your Mr. Irrelevant jersey next to your Super Bowl jersey. And that's just the greatest comparison you could ever ask for.
Yeah, I agree. I think you're onto something though. I mean, when you really think about it, if Tom Brady, but see, everybody is so caught up on metrics, right? You're caught up on measurables. You're caught up on hand size, what they look like, how they throw a ball, how, what type of balls can they throw? Can they run? Are they mobile? You've got all these different things, because Tom Brady probably ran a 5.8 or something. I don't know. I can't remember what his 40 time was, but because he ran like a 5.8, he looks dumpy. He doesn't look like, but he's just developed into that. And sometimes it goes beyond just your measurables. And that's what I've been trying to say all the time. Everybody that looked at my measurables, Rico, they said he can't play. He's not consistent in shooting the ball. He's a point guard that's never played point guard, because I played other positions. Instead of looking at the tangibles of what a player is or possibly is, looking at their film, checking their pedigree, what kind of thing is their ticker like? You got all these other elements that you can look at, and people look over them, right? That's how you come up with the Dwayne Wade. That's how you come up with the John Morant. That's how you come. You don't really see them in their earlier stages, and you don't check these other aspects of them and who they are and look into the depth of them, and they end up getting passed over. And I think that's what happens a lot of the time.
It's not the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size of the fight in the dog, as many people have said. But I'm going to hit on this NFL slate for this weekend real fast, and then we'll get out of here so you guys can start your show. Seattle goes to San Francisco. As you said, the wonderful story of Geno Smith in Seattle continues. I'm hoping that Seattle and Cade can get it done in San Francisco, just because I don't care for San Francisco. I don't really know why. There's no reason for me not to like them. I just don't. And then following that, these are both on Saturday. The Chargers go to Jacksonville. Jacksonville hosting a playoff game. You would have told me that at the beginning of the season. Wouldn't have believed you.
Even by week 8.
It's the battle of hair. Justin Herbert versus Trevor Lawrence. Loser has to shave their head.
High stakes. High stakes.
I think that should be a thing. That should be
I have another quick tricky story in that one, and that's Christian Kirk. And he has been a surprise. When he signed with Jacksonville and they paid him the bag that they paid him, I was absolutely like dumbfounded that I thought, like, I really was, because I thought he was a guy that bust open the seams. He was a guy that basically blew the top off. He didn't really, show me anything that could be beyond that. And he's really shown me that there's more to him than just, what the eye can see. So I was quite impressed. That's a good story.
Shout out to Christian Kirk for getting the bag and also, kind of living up to it. Sunday, probably the biggest blowout that you're going to see this weekend. Miami goes to Buffalo. They're starting Skylar Thompson. I don't give Miami a chance.
I don't
Buffalo's riding the high. DeMar Hamlin is back. He's probably going to be at the game on the sideline, just wearing his jersey, cheering on his team. You're not beating them.
I don't care. I don't care what Tyreek Hill did this year. 1,710 yards, 119 receptions. I don't care. It's irrelevant in this game. Josh Allen and the crew is just a little bit too much for them.
Yeah, it's just not going to happen. The New York Giants, another surprise of the season, goes to Minnesota. Brian Daboll started the season hot with the Giants, kind of cooled off towards the end there. Minnesota's been very consistent all season. Kirk D. Cousins, Kirk family member, as I like to call him, great season with Minnesota. Justin Jetta's doing great up there as well. I really like the Vikings, and they're my sleeper Super Bowl pick. I don't know if it's really much a sleeper, but that's a team that I feel like not enough people are giving enough love to.
I'm kind of, and I'll let Austin quick brief. I'll be quick. I kind of feel like the Vikings to me is like going. I'm down here in Dallas right now. It's like going to Six Flags and getting on a roller coaster ride and going on the on up and down all around, and it's too much for me. So I just don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Sometimes it's great. Sometimes it's poop.
I just don't trust Kirk Cousins when the lights come on. That's what it comes down to. I mean, props to Minnesota for, winning that division the way they did it. I just don't know if I can. I think they have one more escape in them.
One
more escape in them.
Okay. All right. Final game of that Sunday, Baltimore goes to Cincinnati. Baltimore without Lamar Jackson, who's still recovering from his knee injury. They are studying Tyler Huntley.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I like Baltimore. I really love everything that they're doing up there, but Cincinnati has picked it up towards the end of the season now, and they're looking a lot closer to last year's team than they were earlier in the season. And then the final matchup on Monday, Dallas goes to Tampa Bay. Tom Brady undefeated in his career against the Dallas Cowboys in his career at Tampa Bay, I believe, undefeated against the Dallas Cowboys. Will it continue? I don't know. The Buccaneers haven't looked the greatest. Dallas has also looked pretty bad as well, though. We'll find out exactly what happens that Monday. That's going to be the end of the first round of the playoffs of the NFL. It's going to be really interesting, and I kind of hope Buffalo and Kansas City both make it through, so then we can have a neutral site game in Atlanta.
Playing Atlanta. Hot Atlanta.
Well, two good stories in that for me is Tony Pollard and CeeDee Lamb. I mean, they came out the woodworks, both over 1,000 yards, respectively. And it's going to be a surprise. I still think they're an achy, breaky heart me. That's all.
Is Ezekiel Elliott going to lose his job?
I think so. I think it's a wrap.
Poor guy. Just get traded to, I don't know, New England or something.
There's somebody that needs him. The Buccaneers would sure love him right now. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, Tom Brady's not going to be there next year, so we'll see what happens. But that's going to do it for the happy hour here on 93.7 The Ticket. Up next on the block, Austin and Strick will take you all the way until old school. It's going to be a good one. And again, happy Friday, everybody. Adios.
The Force will be with the Lincoln Stars on Saturday,